think we're filming here. I'm not usually too good with screen recording. We got Mia. She's playing on the couch over here, so she may go ahead and jump into this video. So hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna make this a quick little video here on section 32, the covenant renewed. Right? Sorry, I wasn't able to get the fireplace on. It's the morning. It's Sunday morning. About 8 o'clock. She was up at 6. My other kids were also sleeping. And so I figured we got a baptism today for my nephew. So let me go ahead and get this video shot for your class tomorrow. So take a look at section 32 here, folks. Oh, so let's see if I can figure that out. Right, 32. All right, if you guys remember when we left off, the people had broken into what we said was their the golden calf incident, right? That Moses had gone up the mountain to get the 10 Commandments, and he comes back down, and here the people are like worshiping this golden calf, which is no good, right? And we said that's not what we want, right? You want to say hi? Yeah, that's Johnny's bag. You want to say hi to the kids? You want to show them your sleeping bag? Come here. She's all confused. Show them your sleeping bag. Say hi. Can you say hi? No, she's not going to say hi, right? He comes down the mountain. They're worshiping this golden calf, and Moses is not happy, right? And remember, he takes the 10 Commandments and he throws it down on the ground, signifying the breaking of the covenant, right? And so what we see here in section 32, right, is how this covenant is going to be renewed, right? Because they broke it. So now it's like, well, what do we do from here? Are we just going to kind of completely bail on this situation, or are we going to, renew this thing? And so notice how it starts in verse 1 of chapter 34 here, right? It says that the Lord said to Moses, "Cut 2 stone tablets like the former, that I may write on them the words which were on the former tablets that you broke," right? So in other words, Moses, I want you to go back up the mountain, right? You're going to head back up, and I'm going to give you the tablets, right? New commandments, right? So the same 10 commandments, but now they're going to be written again, right? And one of the things that we see here is this Hebrew word hesed, right? That this merciful love, that no matter how many times we turn from God, even though we just made this covenant with God, God is willing to always renew the covenant with us, right? And so Moses is going to go back up the mountain, and he's going to get the 10 Commandments a second time, and then he's going to bring them down, right? And when he comes down, God is going to order Moses to build what we call the Ark of the Covenant. So we're down here now, guys, in chapter 37. Right, chapter 37, right? And it says that Bezalel is going to make the ark of acai wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. So remember the cubits, 18 inches, right? So we're looking at a box, right? That's going to be about 3 feet long, 3 feet wide, 3 feet high, right? Not overly large. But that's what we're looking at here. They're going to cover the outside of the box, so verse 2. The inside and outside were plated with gold. There'll be a molding of gold was put around it. 4 gold rings were cast for its 4 supports, right? And then inside the box, they're going to put 3 things. All right, so that's up here, folks, right over here. So you should highlight this. There are 3 things that they're going to put inside the Ark of the Covenant, right? The first one is going to be Aaron's rod. Remember the staff upon which that Aaron turned into a snake, the same staff that they used to call down the plagues, the same staff that they used to split the Red Sea. That is going to go inside of the Ark of the Covenant. Right? Then you're going to put the 10 Commandments, right? The stone tablets that they just got from the mountain. They put that inside the ark. This way Moses can't break them again. And as well as a jar of manna, right? A jar of manna. Now remember, the manna was that bread that came down from heaven, right, for the people in order to feed them and sustain them on their journey, right? And the idea is the Ark of the Covenant is going to become the central image now for the Israelites, right? Because the people believed that the Ark was the dwelling place of God on earth, right? Right? Yeah, you saying hi to everybody? Say hi to everybody. She doesn't want to say hi. She gets shy. Right. So it's the ark is God's dwelling place. Right. It doesn't mean that the ark is God, but rather what they mean over here. And you can look over here in the commentary. It says that the ark was believed to be the throne of God. Right. So if God is a king, he has a throne, and the king always sits on his throne. Right. So wherever the ark is, there is God in their midst. Right, and so anytime the Israelites would travel anywhere, anytime they would go from one area to the next, they would bring the ark with them, and it would always go in front of the people to symbolize that God is leading them wherever they go on their journey. Right, God is also going to have Moses build a tabernacle. Right, so a tabernacle. Right, you can go ahead and click on over here at the word tabernacle, and we're just gonna put a little note. Let's see if I can get this note to open. I guess it's not opening. Right? I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have to unclick that. Then click on it. There we go. Right, so it's hard to see here, folks, but I'll read it for you. It says the house. So highlight the word tabernacle, right, and write this down. This is the house or the tent that the Ark of the Covenant would be kept in. Right, so the tabernacle is the house or the tent that the that the Ark of the Covenant will be kept in. Let's see if I can zoom in on that for you guys. Make that just a little bit larger. Nope, didn't really work. It doesn't. The text zooms, but the note is still the same size. I don't know what's the deal with that. I guess that's a problem with Apple. All right. And so notice down here, right, we have here a cross reference of like what the top of the Ark of the Covenant would have looked like. All right. So they would have come in from the side over here, right? And there would have been the altar of this is the outside courtyard. The altar where they would have offered their sacrifices to the Lord, and then the tabernacle, you would have gone inside through the door, right? You had the bread of the presence, right? The menorah, which sounds familiar, right? There's an altar of incense, and then the curtain, and then inside of that was the Holy of Holies, which is where they would keep the Ark of the Covenant, and once again was believed to be the throne of God on earth, right? Now notice that this image, this rendering of the Ark of the Covenant, right? It had these 4 poles, right? No one was permitted to touch the ark. You were not gonna touch it, right? And so when the priests would move the ark, they had to only touch it by these 4 poles because this was a sacred object and it was set apart for the people. All right. Now the ark, guys, is a central theme, right? For a type, it's a huge type, right? So let's see if we can just go ahead and take a look at this chart over here, right? The ark is a type for Mary, right? Now, I want you to think when Mary is pregnant with the child Jesus, that's when we see her being the perfect type for the Ark of the Covenant, right? Being fulfilled, right? And we got Christmas coming up here in a couple of weeks, and so this is a great time to talk about this. So notice, right? Inside the ark, right? We'll believe that the ark was the physical dwelling place of God, right? That was his throne. He was always on his throne. Wherever his throne went, there God was. When Mary is pregnant with Jesus, she is the physical dwelling place of God, right? The word, as it says, incarnate, right? So just highlight the word incarnate down here at the bottom. Anybody remember what the word incarnate means? You could say it out loud. Miss Panassi won't mind. No, it means into the flesh, right? So highlight the word incarnate there and just write down it means into the flesh. It refers to that moment when God, right, comes into the flesh, becomes a human being, right, and is in the womb of his mother Mary. All right. All right, the next thing, right? You got the stone tablets inside the ark, the 10 commandments, the word of God written on stone, right? Well, Jesus is the second person of the Holy Trinity. He is the word of God, right? We're going to talk about this in depth when we get to John's Gospel, chapter 1, right? Jesus is the word incarnate. So you got the word written on stone, and now you got the word in the flesh, right? Inside the Ark of the Covenant was the manna, this life-giving bread that came down from heaven to sustain the people on their journey to the promised land. Jesus, guys, is the bread of life. He will talk about in John chapter 6 how he is the bread of life that's come down from heaven. Are you doing the wee with the little piggies? Right? So Jesus is the bread of life, right? That has come down from heaven in John chapter 6. She's being silly now. She's getting used to having herself on camera. We got 2 more things here, guys, and then we'll be done. Right? Aaron's rod, his staff, is the sign of priesthood. Right? Now, Jesus, remember, is our eternal priest who offers sacrifice for us to God the Father perpetually. And then the last connection between the two is that David, we'll see this happen in a few chapters, David is going to dance with joy before the ark when he moves the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem. Right? Just as Elizabeth, when she's pregnant with the child John the Baptist, will dance for joy, leap for joy inside the womb of Elizabeth, right? To show that right, he is present there inside of Mary. All right, so this chart here, guys, is very important. We need to know how the Ark of the Covenant is pushing us towards Mary. Are you talking to my students? Can you say bye? You want to say bye? No, she doesn't perform. I will not perform. It's all right. It's all right. All right, so that's everything, folks. The covenant here in section 32 is going to be renewed. When we come back after Thanksgiving break, we will take a look at those 10 commandments in depth and then start the desert of sin. Right? So two reminders. Number one, if you have not yet given me your project, which was due on Friday, you should leave it on the fireplace in the classroom, right on top of the fireplace there, before leaving class today, right? Or it should have been emailed to me already, because anything that I don't get, I will be definitely contacting home soon, because I need those projects, folks. I need those projects, all right? And number two, we got a quiz tomorrow. All right, so the quiz is on sections 26 to 32. Sounds like a lot, but it's not. Right, section 26 to 32. All right, and then after the quiz, I'll have you guys complete a survey for our Marinus Life team. All right, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your school day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm in the building, so maybe I'll see you guys, but if I don't, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, enjoy. Moran out. Can you say bye? No? See you guys. Moran out. That's who I am. Some call me Sam, some call me Sam, some call me Will.